Hey all, this is me Braaap ST250 and today we're going to be changing the oil. Okay, to do that you're going to need obviously some oil, something to catch the oil in. Doesn't have to be fancy like that, just an old ice cream container will do the job. I recommend gloves, just to make sure you don't get any crap on your hands. And you're going to need a 14mm socket and a 24mm socket, also a ratchet. Now you can get away with just using a shifting spanner if that's all you got, but considering these are like reusable bolts and you'll be taking them off and back on every so often, I recommend using something that's really built to make sure they stay in one piece. Now the bolts in question that we need to undo, underneath the bike here. Rightio, so we've got first of all the sump bolt here, and then we've got another bolt here which has a I suppose you could call it a filter cage in behind it. Braaap doesn't really have an actual filter, but it does have like a wire basket in there that catches crap, and that needs to be cleaned out as well. So I've run it for a little while, so it's nice and hot, and then I'll just leave it for a while before it to drain back down, and that just means that the oil will flow out faster. You can do it cold, but it takes a lot longer for the oil to come out. This will make sure that any oil that flows down to the bottom and comes out quite easily, and I'll run you through that part later. Okay folks, this is the bit you need the 14mm spanner for. We undo the bung here underneath the motorcycle. Okay, once it's loosened off, you should just be able to finish it off by hand. And here we go. Oop, and there goes the washer. Right, now normally there would be a lot more oil than that come out, but this is a second take because my lovely but incompetent camera lady
thank you very much
managed to stuff up the first one. Rightio, and basically because I've already warmed the motorcycle up, we just got to let that drain out now. Okay. Rightio, and next thing we want to take off is this side bolt here. As I said, that's a 24mm socket. Here we go. That's got a rubber seal on it. You can hear that squeaking away. Now this is about the only fuel filter that you get in the Braaap. There we go. A little bit more oil. We get this nut here. We get a spring. Make sure they stay in that order. And then we get if I can get it out, my fat fingers. Rightio, and that is your filter, or as close as you're going to get to it, and that just needs to be cleaned out. I'll just hit that with a bit of brake clean later. Rightio, we continue to let it drain out. Rightio, I've just got some brake parts cleaner here and the filter, and as you can see, that's actually not too bad. I can't see anything too bad in there. The very first time I pulled this out, there was a lot of cloth and things in there for whatever reason, so just let that drain out a little bit, that'll be fine. Okay, now that goes back in like this into the hole there, and with the spring and the 24mm nut, go back in afterwards. Just remember that is under spring tension, so if you let it go, it is going to disappear across the other side of the garage. Okay, and just give that a tighten up. Now we just need to put the sump plug back in and we're ready to replace the oil. Ready? Okay, we've put the sump plug back in. I found the washer, make sure you don't lose that, and just tighten it up. You don't have to go overboard with that. Don't use a air hammer or anything like that to do it back up. We've got the old oil and we're just going to take that into some old bottles. That's why these sort of oil pans are fantastic. There we go, and we can take that down to the recycling centre and get it sorted out later. It's full. So now what I'll do is clean that up like so, and just let the remainder drain out. Now it's a good idea, which I didn't do, to put down newspaper or something before you start. I wasn't expecting to have such a spillage, but there you go. Thank you, lovely camera lady. Okay, let's get that step out of the way. We've got the oil filler cap here, which I appear to have done up last time with the speed of 1,000 gorillas. Okay. Just hang on a second, I'll just get a rag. That on. Okay, now this is the oil filler port here, and you also check the level from here. Check the level from here. In order to make sure that gets in there, I've got this handy dandy device here. Doesn't seem to be working as well as it did the first time. I'll have to do. And we start pouring the oil back in, and just watch this window down here. This is going to take about 1.4 litres to fill up. The manual says 1.2, but that's about the bottom part of the window there. I like to have it almost up to the top of the window. It takes a little while before it even shows on the window. Okay, yes, you can see now we're starting to see it. A bit more. And there we go. That'll do it nicely. We just replace the dipstick and filler tube or cap. And do that with a check if you like. And just check to see where the oil is. And you see, even though that window is nearly full, that's hardly even registering on the stick. So there we go, oil change. Okay, that's the oil change all done. Thanks very much. Stay shiny side up. Enjoy your bike.